Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the news tonight. I'm Frank Rausen Pereira. Before we begin with the headlines, Rajya Sabha TV would like to appeal to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Remember to wear face masks at all times, wash your hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while you step outside. Remember that these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Together, we shall overcome. And now let's get you the headlines. Prime Minister Modi hits out at opposition parties, says when India was mourning the death of its sons in Pulwama, some people were looking for selfish gains from the attack, urges global community to unite against terrorism after Pakistan's admission on the attack. Nation remembers Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his 145th birth anniversary at the National Unity Day celebrations in Kevadia. Prime Minister Modi asserts 130 crore Indians are building a strong, self-reliant India. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Union Home Minister Amit Shah pay tributes to Sardar Patel. Various programs held across the country to commemorate his birth anniversary. Effective implementation needed to make welfare schemes successful, says Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, emphasizes effective delivery system to improve good governance. In the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, India's recoveries crossed 74 lakh. Mortality rate stays under 1.5%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday played floral tributes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel at the 182-meter tall Statue of Unity in Gujarat on his 145th birth anniversary. Sardar Patel's birth anniversary is being celebrated as Rashtriya Ekta Divas or National Unity Day since 2014. Modi then headed to the parade ground and administered the National Unity Pledge to the gathering on this occasion. Meanwhile, addressing the Rashtriya Ekta Divas parade at the salute of, or rather the Statue of Unity, Prime Minister Modi said that when the entire nation was mourning the death of brave soldiers in the Pulwama terror attack, some people indulged in dirty politics for their political gains.
उस हमले में हमारे पुलिस बेड़े के हमारे जो वीर साथी शहीद हुए वो अर्धसैनिक बेड़े के ही थे। देश कभी भूल नहीं सकता कि जब अपने वीर बेटों के जाने से पूरा देश दुखी था, तब कुछ लोग उस दुख में शामिल नहीं थे। वो पुलवामा हमले में भी अपना राजनीतिक स्वार्थ खोज रहे थे, अपना राजनीतिक स्वार्थ देख रहे थे। देश भूल नहीं सकता कि तब कैसी कैसी बातें कही गई, कैसे कैसे बयान दिए गए। देश भूल नहीं सकता कि जब देश पर इतना बड़ा घाव लगा था, तब स्वार्थ और अहंकार से भरी भद्दी राजनीति कितने चरम पर थी।
Well, the Prime Minister maintained that unity of the world community is necessary for the peace and prosperity of the world.
बीते कुछ समय से दुनिया के अनेक देशों में जो हालात बने हैं, जिस तरह कुछ लोग आतंकवाद के समर्थन में खुल करके सामने आ गए हैं, वो आज मानवता के लिए, विश्व के लिए, शांति के उपासकों के लिए एक वैश्विक चिंता का विषय बना हुआ है। आज के माहौल में दुनिया के सभी देशों को, सभी सरकारों को, सभी पंथों को आतंकवाद के खिलाफ एकजुट होने की सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है। शांति, भाईचारा और परस्पर आदर का भाव ही मानवता की सच्ची पहचान है।
Prime Minister Modi added that Jammu and Kashmir has marched towards development after removal of all barriers on its path.
कश्मीर के विकास में जो बाधाएं आ रही थी, उन्हें पीछे छोड़कर अब कश्मीर विकास के नए मार्ग पर बढ़ चुका है। चाहे नॉर्थ ईस्ट में शांति की बहाली हो या नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास के लिए उठाए जा रहे कदम, आज देश एकता के नए आयाम स्थापित कर रहा है। सोमनाथ के पुनर्निर्माण सरदार पटेल ने भारत के सांस्कृतिक गौरव को लौटाने का जो यज्ञ शुरू किया था, उसका विस्तार देश ने अयोध्या में भी देखा है।
The Gujarat Police, CAPF, BSF, ITBP, CISF and National Security Guards took part in the parade. Indian Air Force performed a fly-past on the occasion. The Prime Minister also witnessed a rifle drill by female officers of the CRPF. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday advised civil servant probationers to take decisions in the national interest by following the mantra of minimum government and maximum governance. He was addressing IAS probationers under the Integrated Foundation course Arambh via video conferencing from Kevadia in Gujarat.
Interacting with young IAS probationers from the Statue of Unity on Saturday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called upon civil service probationers to connect themselves with people and become responsive.
आज नवीन, श्रेष्ठ और आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने के लिए क्या जरूरतें हैं, वो आपके माध्यम से कैसे पूरी होगी, इस पर आपको निरंतर मंथन करना होगा। साथियों, ये बात सही है कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत के लक्ष्य को पूरा करने के लिए हमें साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी की जरूरत है, रिसोर्सेज और फाइनेंसेस की जरूरत है, लेकिन महत्वपूर्ण ये भी है कि इस विजन को पूरा करने के लिए एक सिविल सर्वेंट के तौर पर आपका रोल क्या होगा। जन आकांक्षाओं की पूर्ति में, अपने काम की क्वालिटी में, स्पीड में आपको देश के इस लक्ष्य का 24 घंटे ध्यान रखना होगा।
The Prime Minister's address was a part of the Integrated Foundation course Arambh that was launched in 2019 for the young officers. The Prime Minister asked the civil servant trainees to practice the mantra of vocal for local to boost the country's efforts to become self-reliant.
स्टील फ्रेम का काम देश को यह एहसास दिलाना भी होता है कि बड़े से बड़ा संकट हो या फिर बड़े से बड़े बदलाव, आप एक ताकत बनकर देश को आगे बढ़ाने में अपना दायित्व निभाएंगे। आप एक फैसिलिटेटर की तरह सफलतापूर्वक अपने दायित्वों को पूरा करेंगे।
Boarding the twin-engine plane from near Sardar Sarovar Dam, the Prime Minister launched a seaplane service connecting the Statue of Unity near Kevadia with the Sabarmati riverfront in Ahmedabad. He also inaugurated the water aerodrome in Sabarmati riverfront in Ahmedabad. With their ability to land and take off from water, seaplanes can offer access to areas that don't have landing strips or runways. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the nation paid homage to the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, on his 145th birth anniversary on Saturday. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Home Minister Amit Shah paid floral tributes to Sardar Patel at his statue at Patel Chowk in New Delhi. Delhi's Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal also offered tributes to Sardar Patel. On the occasion, Home Minister Amit Shah administered unity pledge to the people. Since 2014, the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is being celebrated as the Rashtriya Ekta Divas or National Unity Day across the country. Well, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has urged people, especially the youth, to revisit the legacy of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and work towards realizing his dream. On the 145th anniversary or birth anniversary of Sardar Patel, Vice President Naidu said in a Facebook post that his fervent wish is to make every child familiar with the life and contribution of Patel. He also urged people to remember his unparalleled contribution to building a modern India. He said that every civil servant must read his speeches and every politician must imbibe great qualities of Patel like integrity, firmness and keeping people's interest at heart. Highlighting his qualities, the Vice President said that his love for motherland, leadership qualities, simplicity, honesty, pragmatic approach, discipline and organizing skills will always remain an inspiration for every Indian. Vice President Naidu recalled that Patel earned the reputation of Iron Man because of the manner in which he brought about and maintained internal stability as the Home Minister in the wake of partition. Well, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Saturday addressed the 66th annual meeting of the General Body of Indian Institute of Public Administration. Here's more.
The Vice President called for a change in the way we approach the issues of delivery of services and justice.
Ultimately, it is the implementation and delivery system that needs to be refined and streamlined to make the policy changes a reality. This is the change India is looking for today. Change in the delivery of services, change in the delivery of justice, change in the way of governance structures, respond to the felt needs of the common people. That is the need of the hour.
Observing that the government is making policies for people's welfare and to fast-track India's development, the Vice President underscored the need for effective implementation of these policies.
The government led by Prime Minister Narendra Bhai has been making policies and designing programs that are intended to improve the quality of life of people and make people's life happy and comfortable by fast-tracking India's development. However, the effective implementation of these policies and programs by administrative leaders and professionals is very critical. The practitioners of public administrators and public policy analysts have a great role to play in sharing insights on what has worked well and what has not, so that the implementation can be made more effective on ground.
He said, as the premier institution of public administration, IIPA must play a key role in implementing the policies on the ground.
The Indian Institute of Public Administration, as a premier institution dedicated to the theory and practice of public administration, must, in my view, play a pivotal role in bringing about this change. I am happy to note that even in this COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown, IIP has continued its activities by transforming itself into a digital institute by creating digital infrastructure such as 7 VC and digital classrooms for the conduct of online training programs. It is heartening that IIP has now launched its new website, which is more comprehensive, dynamic and having interactive features.
The Vice President also unveiled a statue of former Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel at the IIPA Library. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, officials and staff of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha secretariats also paid tributes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Lok Sabha Secretary General Snehlata Srivastav and Lok Sabha Secretary Utpal Kumar Singh paid floral tributes at the portrait of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in Central Hall of Parliament House on the occasion of his birth anniversary. Among others who paid tributes to Sardar Patel included officers and members of staff of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha secretariats. The portrait of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was unveiled by the then President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, in the Central Hall of Parliament on 23rd of April 1958.
Well, the films division is screening a biographical documentary, Iron Man Sardar Patel, as a tribute to the freedom fighter statesman on his birth anniversary. The 20-minute film will be streamed on Films Division website and YouTube channel. The documentary takes viewers on a journey into the life and works of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It highlights the key role he played in the freedom movement and in integrating the princely states into India. The free streaming is available for 24 hours. Well, it's time for a break on the newscast, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Well, India continues to maintain consistent decline in the number of daily deaths with a surge in the number of recovered cases. On Saturday, India's COVID-19 case fatality rate fell below 1.5%, while the recovery rate has improved to 91.34%. Here's more.
Active coronavirus cases remained below 6 lakh for the second day in a row. At 5,82,000, active cases formed 7.16% of the total positive cases. In the last 24 hours, India had 48,268 new cases, taking the total case load to over 81,37,000. 551 deaths were reported, pushing the number of fatalities to 1,21,641. Deaths per million population are just 88. 23 states and union territories have a case fatality rate lower than the national average, while 65% total deaths recorded so far are centered in the 5 states of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. More than 59,000 people have recovered from the viral disease in the last 24 hours, while the overall recoveries stand at 74,32,000. The Health Ministry said effective implementation of the strategic and graded test, track and treat approach has led to lower fatality and higher recoveries. Kerala and Maharashtra had the highest number of new infections on Saturday, followed by national capital Delhi. India tested over 11,64,000 samples on Friday, taking the total tests to 10 crore 77 lakh. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's now get you the latest from poll-bound Bihar. Well, in Bihar, the campaigning for the second phase of assembly elections will come to an end on Sunday evening. Star campaigners and senior leaders are making a last-ditch effort to woo the voters. In the second phase, 94 constituencies spread over 17 districts will go to polls on the 3rd of November. JDU President and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar held rallies in Simri, Bakhtiarpur, Sonbarsa and Beldwar. Addressing a public meeting, he said in his 15-year tenure in the state, his government has worked for the development of the state. he appealed to the public to vote in favor of the NDA candidates.
पहले बिहार की क्या स्थिति थी, क्या हालत था, कोई काम होता था? कुछ भी नहीं होता था। बजट का क्या प्रावधान था? उन लोगों को 15 साल काम करने का मौका मिला, तो बजट का अंतिम दौर में क्या था? 24,000 करोड़ रुपए का भी नहीं था। जब आप लोगों ने काम करने का मौका दिया, तो अब धीरे धीरे बजट की राशि बढ़ते बढ़ते अब बिहार का बजट, वार्षिक बजट हो गया 2,11,000 करोड़ रुपए से भी ज्यादा का।
BJP President JP Nadda has asserted that NDA is moving towards a historic victory in Bihar. At a roadshow in Hajipur, attacking the opposition, he said that the public has once again made up its mind to teach a lesson to those doing politics of lies, fear and corruption.
मैं यहां बता के जा रहा हूं, रिपोर्ट कार्ड रख रहा हूं। लगभग हमने 3,000 से ज्यादा किसान पर खर्च किया है, 3,000 करोड़। 1,000 शिक्षा पर खर्च किया है, 600 करोड़ रुपए स्वास्थ्य पर खर्च किया है। और ये स्वास्थ्य में जो खर्चा किया है, इसमें ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंसेज 1,200 करोड़ का अलग से है। ये 6 में 8, ये 11 मेडिकल कॉलेज के लिए 500 करोड़ रुपए अलग से है। आपका ये जो मेडिकल कॉलेज छपरा का बनेगा ना, ये वर्ल्ड क्लास बनेगा, स्टेट ऑफ आर्ट बनेगा। ये हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं, ये हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं।
RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav also held multiple rallies in the state. He said that this election is for elevation of Grand Alliance. He asked the people's support to make Bihar free from unemployment.
बात सच है कि नीतीश कुमार जी की जो वैचारिक प्रतिबद्धताएं हैं वो पूरा देश जानता है। उनकी जो क्रेडिबिलिटी है वो पूरी तरीके से जो है खत्म हो चुकी है।
Well, on October 31st, 2019, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh came into existence as union territories. The historic decision to bifurcate Jammu and Kashmir was announced by Home Minister Amit Shah in Parliament on August 6th. A major benefit of integration is that Indian laws are now applicable throughout Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. In the last 1 year post-bifurcation, both the union territories have led on the path of a balanced development and peace in the region. Besides this, the focus of the government has been on developments of both UTs, especially in the health sector, ease of government and democratic decentralization. Well, in Leh, Advocate Tashi Gyalston was unanimously elected as Chief Executive Councillor and Chairman of the 6th Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, Leh General Council. Earlier, the newly elected Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council Leh councillors had taken oath of allegiance. Ladakh MP Jamyang Sering Namgyal, BJP senior leaders Arun Singh and Ashok Kaul were also present at the oath ceremony. Moving on to some other news now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday paid tribute to former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on her death anniversary. The Prime Minister had also paid her tributes in his monthly Mann Ki Baat radio broadcast last Sunday.
इकतीस अक्टूबर को भारत के पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी जी को हमने खो दिया। मैं आदरपूर्वक उनको श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also paid tributes to his grandmother on her 36th death anniversary. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra paid floral tributes to Indira Gandhi at her memorial Shakti Sthal in Delhi. Indira Gandhi served as India's Prime Minister from January 1966 to March 1977 and again from January 1980 until October 1984. She was awarded the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award, in 1971. Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her bodyguards in the national capital on the day in 1984. Well, at least 27 people were killed in Turkey and Greece after a strong earthquake struck the Aegean Sea on Friday. A 6.6 magnitude earthquake had struck the Aegean Sea between the Turkish coastal province of Izmir and the Greek island of Samos. The quake was followed by hundreds of aftershocks. More than 800 people were injured. It has also killed at least 2 people in Greece. Search and rescue operations are underway at 17 collapsed or damaged buildings in Izmir. Authorities are also setting up tents with the capacity of 2,000 people near areas with the highest damage. Well, Hollywood legend Sean Connery is no more. The Scottish actor, who attained international stardom as the suave British agent James Bond, died at the age of 90. Connery was raised in near poverty in the slums of Edinburgh, worked as a coffin polisher, milkman and lifeguard. It was his bodybuilding hobby that helped launch an acting career that made him one of the world's biggest stars. Despite acting in many acclaimed movies, Connery will always be remembered for immortalizing British Agent 007, the character created by novelist Ian Fleming, starting with Dr. No in 1962. With his debonair manner and wry humor, Connery's Bond defined the standard for those who followed him in the role. Besides playing the debonair fictional British spy in 7 films, Connery played a series of noteworthy roles. He made more than 60 films, winning an Academy Award for his supporting role as the incorruptible lawman in The Untouchables in 1987. Connery was an ardent supporter of Scotland's independence. He had the words "Scotland Forever" tattooed on his arm while serving in the Royal Navy. When he was knighted at the age of 69 by Britain's Queen Elizabeth in 2000 at Holyrood Palace in Edinburgh, he wore the full Scottish dress, including the green and black plaid kilt of his mother's MacLeod clan. And with that, it's a wrap on this newscast. But before we leave, we'd like to make an appeal to all our viewers. Stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear a face mask, wash hands and your face regularly, and remember to maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember that these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic.